Today is Saturday, June 20th, and we're about to do another inspection. We're gonna focus on the hive that seemed to have lost its queen, the blue hive. The rest should be pretty much routine. So let's get to it. Now I've been speaking with my neighbor, and she was wondering what's the difference between the queens, the workers, the drones, etc. So I started talking about it. The queen is the only female bee that can lay fertilized eggs. Her job is basically to make the next generation of bees. Oh, that's good. No trace of the queen on the cover. Let's move that to the side. She makes pheromones that basically tell the bees, well, there's a queen here, you can stay. Now workers are the most diverse. When they're born, they can't fly, they can't sting, so their first job is to take care of larvae. Then as they get older, they get different jobs. Wax builders, taking care of the trash. And eventually, when they're old enough, they start foraging for honey and pollen. And finally, drones. Well, they have basically one main job, and that is to mate with a queen. Once they're done with that, they die. They can also keep the brood warm when needed, and that's about it. Let's see how they're doing. This side is full of eggs. You see like little white dots at the bottom of the cells. That tells me there's a queen there. You can try and have a look, but I don't want to disturb her too much. Let's see if we can spot her. Well, this is covered in brood, which is good news. Now, brood refers to basically anything that's still in a cell and developing, from egg to capped cell. And once they hatch or emerge, well, they come into the world as nurse bees. This hive seems pretty good. We're just going to close them up and move on to the next one. Come on, girls. Oh, this is looking good. And it's filled with eggs. And quite a bit of nectar too. Some pollen. I don't know if you can see from here, but it's looking good. Filled to the brim with resources, eggs. Magnificent. Let's see the other side. Well, this queen is doing extremely well. We won't bother the hive any longer than we need to. Well, we saw it's doing pretty well, so let's leave them at it. Alright, let's see how the purple queen's doing. Ooh. And it's full of eggs. I don't know if you can see it. It'll look like tiny grains of rice at the bottom of the cells. They're doing pretty well. You know, the queen's been there within 3 days, so we'll leave them to their work. And on to the next one. Ooh, I see some honey. Well, probably just syrup. Oh yeah, it's most definitely syrup. Let's see. Probably see the syrup glistening on the cover. Well, they're doing a really good job. I'm proud of my little bees. Let's see if we can make them strong enough to survive the winter. Full of eggs, some capped honey, some pollen. They're doing fantastic. I will not bother them by disturbing the hive more than it's already been. I know there's eggs. They're doing great. Let's close it up, give them some food, and move on to the next hive. Let's see how Lady Green is doing. Last I check, they were doing terrific. Well, they ate all their pollen patty. There's basically nothing left. Let's see how they're doing. Beautiful. Filled with eggs. Filled with resources. They're doing great. I'm going to close them right back up, but I brought something special for them. These were designed to hold 4 frames, but they're somewhat too large. So bees tend to make a mess on the side where there's too much space here. So I got myself some wood, just junk plywood, and made partitions so that if the bees decide to get creative, they won't make a huge mess. Let's make some room, place this in. There you go. Now bee space has been restored. And bee space is a concept which dictates bees like to be in tight space but not too tight. If they have too much room, they'll start making burr comb everywhere and making a huge mess. So that's why there's specific spacing between each frame. This partition basically restores that. Okay, let's have a look at the blue hive. Last time we saw them, they were apparently in trouble. They seem to have lost their queen. There were quite a few queen cells. See if any of them needs to be removed. Especially if there's one that's particularly runty, small or malformed, we'll remove it. Full of resources. And pretty much nothing else. Alright, let's look at the bottom. See how they're doing there. If we have any queen cells left. Looks like, yeah, there's a queen cell that's been torn open by the bees. It looks like it emerged. We may yet have a queen. Yeah, 2 other torn cells. No trace of a queen, but it looks like the cells have emerged. So we'll come back later in a week, maybe 2. Give her time to have mating flights. If we have eggs by then, the colony is safe. If not, we may have to buy yet another queen. So let's pack this up and hope for the best. Alright, so everything seems to be doing extremely well, except for the blue hive. But even there's a bit of hope, because as far as I could tell, the queen cells have hatched and they're probably out there having mating flights. We'll have a look in a few weeks. If there is eggs, the hive is fine and it will eventually recover. So that's all for today. See you next time.